Everybody, welcome in. Thanks for watching. And so I'm going to do a bunch of odds and ends, bunch of little things. Also, we're going to have the guess the score contest for tonight's game. So if you guess the score of the contest, if you guess the score of the game, and you get the first goal scorer of the game from either team. Doesn't matter which team the first goal scorer your name comes from, but you got to have those two things. So the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game. And you can win $10 directly into your bank account via Interact. Leave your guesses in the comment section or come to the pregame show at 6:30, and you can leave your guesses in the chat there. All right, so we're going to do what we're going to start. I'm going to start with a couple of different, actually some this day in history stuff. So this day in history, May 29th, 1992, and this isn't a Habs thing, and it was a sad day, I thought. For me, I was really sad that day, is Pat Burns becomes the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So he had been very recently let go by Montreal. I don't think it was much time in between. If there was, I think they announced that Burns was fired, and within hours or a day, he was hired by the Leafs. It was really fast. So Pat Burns in 1992. This day, May 29th, 1993. Let me get my picture. Do I have a picture? I don't have a picture for it. I thought I did. LA Kings defeat the Toronto Maple Leafs to advance to the Cup final versus Montreal. Gretzky had Wayne Gretzky. If you don't know who Gretzky is, Wayne Gretzky had a hat trick in what he considered the best game of his career. So he considered that to be his best game ever. And as a Habs fan, I really wanted Toronto to face Montreal. Number one, I mean, it's that rivalry. Like now, Pat Burns was the coach, so there was a lot of emotion there as always between Montreal and Toronto. It had been 14 years at that point since Montreal and Toronto had played in the playoffs. So, yeah, but LA ended up winning that series. And, it was a very memorable Stanley Cup final, so can't really complain. I'm going to take a quick diversion. I made another blooper reel, a couple of them, and I am going to play one for you right now, and then I'll be right back right after that. Enjoy. Arthur Kaliev, Habs entry draft. Okay, I'll take a look at Primo. I'll go over his stats and a scouting report. On Montreal's top prospect, his top goalie. If you're new to this channel, I'm just gonna say I'm alive. That's what I do here. I'm lost already. I'm gonna stop. NHL. I screwed it up. Habs bashers, price haters, bandwagon jumpers. Not working. There you go. That's another one of my blooper reels. Not too bad. I liked my first two better. But anyways, let me know if you like those. Let me know in the comment section. I keep a lot of my bloopers, and I had deleted some to make some space before I got my external hard drive, and I think I left a lot of good ones. Gone. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so next up. Fans are back in the stands in Montreal, the only place in Canada that is going to happen. And, so it's exciting tonight. There's 2,500 fans. Among those fans will be the players' family. So that should be really exciting. Should give Montreal a bit of a boost and maybe make a difference here in this sixth game. Now, for that, let me show you something because it's kind of actually, I want to go here to show my screen. If you give me just a little second, I'm going to call this up, come back over here, show the screen, head back over there. You can see my mouth. Now, look at these numbers. This is absolutely incredible. $3,370, $37.24, $42.96, $45.38. That's $4,500 for a ticket. to go to the game. So this is what people who are there are spending a lot of freaking money. They better make some noise and really enjoy it. I got to tell you, I'm not sure that this doesn't put a little bit of pressure on the team too. Fans paying that much money, they got to put on a good show and win a game. Now, there's a lot of talk on Twitter that there'll be some Toronto fans there. Ontario people, you're not supposed to cross the border unless you have a essential business, and going to the hockey game is not essential. But I will say, I'm quite sure there'll be quite a few Toronto fans there. That's my guess. Next up, let's take a look at the lineups. Yeah, that's not the lineups. Here's the lineups. Yeah, my computer's a little slow, as you can tell. Okay, today would be nice. All right. So we got line 1, Tatar, Phil Deneau, Brendan Gallagher. Line 2, Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield. That line, I honestly expect to be so exciting. This is a line I'm really keying on. And I expect a lot from this line because they've got such good chemistry between Cole and Nick. It's amazing what we're seeing. And I mean, just that's the future right there. You're looking at the future of the Habs and their success right there, starting with those two guys. Third line, Byron, KK, and Anderson. So these are three pretty good lines. There's speed there. There's scoring there. There's great defense there. Shut down guys up here. I mean, this is a good top 9 here. And for the fourth line, you got Armia, Stahl, and Perry. Now, I must say that Jake Evans is a possibility for tonight. So this could change, and I would hope it's going to be right here. They install Evans right there. No, we don't want to watch this stuff. I can get in trouble doing that. All right, so that's the lineup for Montreal. Defense, Sherratt, Weber, Edmondson, Petrie, and we got Kulak in for Merrill. Merrill's injured, and I don't know the injury. All I know is that he's out because of injury, and Kulak is in, and Eric Gustafson, who actually, in his limited role in the last game, did pretty good. And I'm going to show some stats after to show you what I mean. Power play unit, Anderson, KK, Gallagher, Weber, Petrie, Perry, Suzuki, Toffoli, Caulfield, Gustafson. All right, and Carey Price is starting. Let's take a look at Toronto's and see what we can what we see there. If it'll do that today. Today would be nice. All right. As expected, Hyman, Matthews, Marner, we got to shut those guys down. Yeah, we don't need that player. I don't need to get in trouble. So we got to shut these guys down, that's for sure. Galchenyuk, Foligno, and you see this yellow here. I don't know. I think Foligno's back tonight, but I think it's a game time decision, and that's why it's like that. I don't know. I've never seen this here. And Nylander on the other side. Galchenyuk, while he was good for, like, he was the star, I guess you want to say, of game 4. He was kind of the GOAT in game 5. So giving up, the pass that Caulfield intercepted was off the stick of Galchenyuk. Shouldn't have made that pass through the center like that and paid the price. Mikheyev, Kerfoot, and Simons make line 3, and then Thornton, Pierre Engvall, and Spezza make line 4. Pairings, Riley and Brody, Muzzin and Hall, and Sandin is out, and Travis Dermott is in with Bogosian. Hyman, Thornton, Matthews, Marner, Riley, that's power play unit 1. Simons, Kerfoot, Spezza, Nylander, Muzzin, power play unit 2, and Jack Campbell will be getting the call again in nets for Toronto. All right, so we can get the mouse back over here, take this guy down, and let's see what else we got. Yeah, I actually numbered them today. All right, so interesting because there's some controversy out there right now. I guess it's been out there for a little bit. Who's coaching this team? Is it Marc Bergevin? Is it Dominic Ducharme? As we all saw with that coach's challenge in the last game. That was Bergevin, and I don't care what anybody wants to say. That was him. Apparently, he's got a walkie-talkie, and he communicates with Ducharme and the bench via walkie-talkie. And we've all seen the weird line combos that just the way he's coaching Ducharme isn't Ducharme as we would have expected him to be. And that question's been out, who's coaching this team? And on that question, Ducharme says, I make the final decisions on the lineup. I'm not so sure about that. And we're going to find out in the offseason. I imagine it'll come out. And if it's Bergevin and they lose, although they've kind of acquitted themselves well, if they, especially if they go win tonight and win 3 games when they were expected to be blown out. I just think it's not a good look. It's not the way to do it. And if you hire Ducharme to coach, let him bloody coach. Because otherwise, look at the mess he created. So like I said, Kulak is in. Merrill is out. Because this is number 6 now on my thing. I have to read it. So he's injured. And like I said, I don't know the injury. And it's the only lineup change, it's not a surprise, really, because they won last game. A little bit surprised that there's still no Romanov. And Jake Evans may be ready to go and could be a game-time decision. Now, on the Romanov thing, Ducharme, this is what Ducharme said on it. He won't say why Romanov hasn't been able to crack the lineup. He prefers to keep that private with the player and not out in public. I don't know what that means. If Romanov is doing something wrong, did he do something to violate any of the team rules? I don't know. It's very, I don't get what that means. I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't understand why. So maybe we'll find out in the offseason. But if you're expecting Romanov or Romanov, he's not going to play. Even though I think, especially, look, if it goes to Game 7 and they hadn't brought him in yet, they're not bringing him in for Game 7. So we won't be seeing Romanov this year in the playoffs. Next up. Oh, this is interesting. I have to set this one up. So Jesperi Kotkaniemi, this is about him. Okay, so most career playoff goals before the age of 21 for a European-trained player, and KK has 6 of those, and he is 4th on that list. Jaromir Jagr had 45 games before 21, had 14 goals. Line 22 games, 8 goals. Svechnikov, 15 games, 7 goals, and there KK's there. Yari Curry, 9 games before 21, 5 goals. Sergei Samsonov, 17 and 5, and Daniel Zubris, 22 and 5. So very interesting that KK's. He's acquitting himself well. That's a good stat to have. Why not? There's some there's some great players that are on that list. A couple of them anyway. And he joins them. So that's good on KK. And hopefully he can add to that tonight. Would be nice. So let's see, where was I? Next up. This is an interesting stat on Carey Price. I don't know if anyone's heard this, and I forgot to upload the picture. Nice, Rick. Okay, I'll just read it off. Since the 2015 playoffs, Carey Price is 10-0 when Montreal scores 3 or more goals in a playoff game. Now, I see how that things out there, and people are going, well, imagine they only scored 3 or more goals. How long has Carey been here? No, it says since 2015. So please remember that. So since 2015 playoffs, Carey Price is unbeatable when Montreal scores 3 or more. So Montreal score 3 at least tonight. Let's get that continuing here. And if that happens and you win, do the same thing on Friday. Or Friday. I don't know why I said Friday. Game 7 is what I meant on Monday, actually. Because Friday was kind of yesterday. So living in the past. Next up, I'm going to give you a bit of a preview and take a look at tonight's game and the stats for it. If you just give me a sec to set that one up. Here we go. Okay, so we'll take a look up here. They start out with power play. I don't usually when I do mine, but power play. Toronto 17.6. That's 17th for all the playoff teams. No, 12th, excuse me, for the playoff teams. Yeah, I can't see that anyway. I'm not going to say. Montreal's still 0-0. I mean, they haven't gotten a playoff goal, a power play goal, excuse me, and they better start. I don't know. I wonder if they're going to go through all these games and not get a power play goal. Scary thought. Penalty kill. Toronto, obviously, 100% because Montreal hasn't got a power play goal. And Montreal, 82.3%, which is still above their regular season numbers. Face-off percentage, 50.2% for Toronto and 49.8% for Montreal. So virtually the same. So Montreal's kind of acquitted themselves well on face-offs in this series. Goals for per game, 3 goals for Toronto. They're averaging 3. And Montreal, with that last game, brought there from 1 goal a game up to 1.6. That's pretty decent rise. And goals against per game, you just flip them, 1.6 for Toronto and 3 for Montreal. So they're giving up 3 goals a game. Not good. They've got to change that again tonight. And, hopefully that'll happen. So Toronto is 3-2 against Montreal. Montreal's 2-3, which we knew. I don't know that I want to use anything much more here. We'll take a look at the goalies, though. So Price has a 2.66 goals against average and a 9.19 save percentage in these playoffs. Whoops. And let's see what Campbell's got, and then we'll go from here. And Campbell, look how many goalies they used this season. It's crazy. Campbell has a 1.61 goals against and a 9.44 save percentage, so also really good numbers. And there you go. So that's a bit of a preview. What am I looking for in the game tonight? I really am just looking for like a repeat of last. I mean, all they have to do is build on the last game. They were able to play a good second period. It wasn't a bad one. That's a big thing. So they got to play that full 60 minutes, which includes the second period, and just basically do what they did. Shut down Matthews and Marner's line as best you can, and try to play a better defensive game. Score a power play goal would be nice. And like I said, other than that, basically do the same thing. It's got to be intense, sense of urgency in their play, and I hope he lets Suzuki and Caulfield put on a bit of a show. Hopefully we'll get some good offense out of it, and then if you look at the numbers, Carey Price wins, and then Montreal wins and forces a game 7. That's what I'm looking forward to. So we're going to get to the Guess the Score contest. Even though I kind of, before we go to the Guess the Score contest, I want to take a look here. This is, we'll go with the exiting. So this is the exiting the zone, right? Who's best at exiting the defensive zone for Montreal? And you can see by this list, a surprise here is Thomas Tatar. Josh Anderson leads with, I think, how does it work now? So you're looking at green is controlled, gray is dumped, and the reds are failed breakouts. So Josh Anderson, no failed ones. Tatar doing well there, and Gustafsson only in the 1 game, but look at his averages up there. So that's why he's in the lineup, and that's why he'll be continuing to be in the lineup. So you can see here that, Jake Evans not doing good there. Guys down on the bottom aren't great at breaking out. And, so Montreal needs to improve that there. But you got a bunch of guys. I just wanted basically to show you guys that Thomas Tatar is not doing as bad in some categories, in some ways, as we all thought. This is entering the other zone. Gustafsson in his short time, right up there with Caulfield. Is that a surprise? No, it's not a surprise that Cole Caulfield leads the team in entering the offensive zone. And right up behind him, look, Josh Anderson not too far. I'm a little surprised Suzuki down there, but he's pretty much even along there anyway. But very nice to see Cole Caulfield, leading the team in entering the offensive zone. Gallagher's up on the top there as well. And look, Tatar there too. So just to take a look and see that maybe some of these guys aren't playing as bad as you might have thought. And they're doing things. If they're not producing on offense, at least they're doing things elsewhere in their game. All right, so we're going to get to the Guess the Score contest. That is, I'll remind y'all, if you guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game, and you do need both of those things you need both in order to win. You could win $10 directly into your bank account via Interact. I'm going to give you mine right now. Montreal's got to win. Obviously, they're facing elimination. They've got to win. It's a must-win game. I think they've got Toronto a little worried. I know they've got Toronto fans really worried. And I think it's going to be a good game for Montreal. I'm hoping. I believe again. I'm back in the believers until now they lose. So I have it Montreal 3, Toronto 2. May go to overtime, of course. And first goal, Tyler Toffoli. So 3-2 Habs for me. Tyler Toffoli with the first goal. What do you say? Let me know in the comment section down there. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Ring that notifications bell. That'll get your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge right here at Talking Habs. I should have said that up front because nobody's watching now. And thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. I have my pregame show at 6:30. Why don't you come check us out there? I'll do that for about 45 minutes. And then back at 7:30 to do the game. I don't show the game, but we hang out, have fun, and, hopefully Montreal will make it even that much better. So, so check that out. That's later today, obviously, 6:30 and 7:30. And I think that's it. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for watching. See you game time. Bye, everybody.